Welcome to the first episode of Decoding Windows IoT Enterprise LTSC, where we'll be looking at Microsoft IoT licensing from server to Windows to Office, and what to expect when getting started with Microsoft licensing. My name's Daniel Rainey. I'm one of the Partner Business Development Managers here. And today I'm joined by Jeff Trager, our subject matter expert. Jeff, so thank you for joining us here today. Before we get started, why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself and your background with the Microsoft business?
Okay. Thank you, Daniel, for having me. So I'm Jeff Trager, and I've got a varied background. Fortunately, Advantech hired me 5 years ago. Prior to that, I was working with OEMs in the embedded and IoT channel. Since 2001, I got my tech start in 1995 when I worked with Microsoft during the Windows 95 launch and for customer support. So as you can see, I've been around a long time. I've been around the Microsoft ecosystem a long time.
I think it's worth it mentioning there too that for anyone that doesn't know us, Advantech is the world's largest IoT or embedded device manufacturer in the world.
Yeah. So one of the reasons why Daniel just said that is because Microsoft chose us as an authorized distributor in the channel. We call the IoT, used to be called the embedded channel, because our hardware has similar life cycles as the Microsoft operating systems in this channel. IoT, Internet of Things, formerly embedded, 10 years of life cycle. Prior to 2019 versions of operating systems, there were 15 years of availability and 10 years of support. So yeah, we're a perfect fit, Advantech and Microsoft together.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we're able to offer on the hardware side is that revision control. So as a customer, especially with certain components, you're going to be able to spec out a design that's going to be available for up to 7 years. And like Jeff said, that matches the long-term availability of the Microsoft LTSC licenses that offer 10 years of support.
We also work very closely with our semiconductor partners like Intel, AMD, NVIDIA, and Qualcomm, NXP, to make sure our products incorporate their long lifecycle products.
That's great news. So really sounds like a peanut butter and jelly situation there.
Peanut butter and jelly. Yeah.
How does a customer get started with Advantech and Microsoft? And spoiler alert, that's really going to be the best path is working through you. But as the customer is getting spun up, what kind of things are you going to start working them through, and what are you going to do as part of your process?
Sure. Well, customers typically find their way to me through several ways. One, there's the Microsoft has their website for IoT, and there's a page where they list their authorized distributors. We're listed there, and my phone number, and there's an email alias that comes directly to me. So if you find your way to that site, that's great. A lot of times when people do find their way to their site and find me, they're like, my God, I had a hard time finding you, because this IoT channel is quite hidden by Microsoft. Pro is what most people think about when they consider Microsoft licenses, and Pro is what we get installed on our devices when we buy them from our box stores. And that's what they usually know about. So they're pleasantly surprised when they find out about this IoT channel, the embedded channel, and the long-term service aspects of it. So what they do is they find me, and then, of course, they first ask, can I buy it? And then it goes from there, and I say, why? What are you doing? And what is your application? And then from there, we take them down the road.
Yeah, so I mean, we're going to start speccing out what it is, what their end goal is, and start to try and work backwards from that, rather than just give me a quote for a product and a price, right? It's a little bit more complicated than that. One of the things that we just had come up was someone asking for upgrade licenses as an example, and maybe tell that story just real quickly to kind of highlight the complexities that we're helping navigate, and why what customers think might be their solution might not actually be.
Providing part numbers and pricing is pretty standard, but with Microsoft software, that's the last thing I want to do with any of the customers that find their way to me. The first thing I want to do is, why are you asking for that software? Many times they're going to come in asking for software that has a different name. They think they know what they want, but the nomenclature confuses them. So back to your point about upgrades. So this particular customer hadn't used IoT enterprise software at all. And they came in saying, well, I have some Windows Pro machines and I want to upgrade them to Windows IoT. Except they didn't use the term IoT. So a lot of my time is spent educating on the terminology. IoT is the name of our channel, Internet of Things, of course. Used to be the embedded channel. IoT, a commonly used name, embedded, a commonly used name. So if they leave the IoT name off, it actually becomes a different operating system.
Yes.
So a lot of my time is spent clarifying and making sure they know what they want. So in this particular case, I drilled down into what he was asking for and wanted to go from Windows Pro to a long-term service channel operating system, which IoT was a good fit for him.
Yes.
I just briefly explained that there isn't a direct upgrade path. It's pretty much a wipe and replace because they're different software products and from different software licensing channels.
And that's really one of the pitfalls of how Microsoft products are named and how things may not be compatible when it would maybe appear that they are, right? So in that situation, had the customer not been working with you, they probably would have been able to purchase the upgrade licenses, found out that they weren't going to work, and then have to buy another second round of IoT LTSC licenses. So at that point, they've spent almost twice as much money as they would have.
Yeah. And of course, they would not have been satisfied with Advantech. So
No, it would have been a really poor experience. So that's, the value that we add here in our position at Advantech, right? So,
so my role tends to be an overlay for all the salespeople. Now, Advantech being a worldwide global OEM of hardware, we also are a worldwide global authorized distributor. So if we have customers that are large enough where they have markets in other countries and regions, we also will support them as well, either directly from North America or we'll work with our counterparts in other parts of the world to get them the support they need. And by support, it can be license policy, it can be procurement of the licenses, as well as technical support.
yeah, it's a great point. So you and I support North America, but like you said, Advantech is a global company and we can support large organizations around the globe,
Yeah,
as one Advantech.
exactly.
We hope you found this discussion on Windows IoT Enterprise LTSC valuable. Please subscribe to our channel and follow us on social media to be alerted when the next episode is released. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.